Don't skip this moment. Stay here with me. Something can change in a life very quietly, and then all at once. You may have opened this because you are tired. Tired of checking your balance. Tired of doing the math again and again. Tired of smiling in front of people while carrying pressure no one sees. But what if this is not just another message? What if this is the moment your thinking begins to shift, your prayer begins to sharpen, and the weight you have been carrying starts to loosen? Listen carefully, not tomorrow, not next month, right now, because sometimes a breakthrough does not begin when money arrives. It begins when fear loses its grip. It begins when your heart stops agreeing with lack. It begins when your mouth stops repeating defeat. And before this message ends, I want you to feel something stronger than stress, stronger than panic, stronger than that old voice telling you nothing ever changes for you. I want you to feel expectation, real expectation. So take one slow breath, quiet the noise for a second, and say in your heart, I am ready to receive what God has prepared for me. Do that now, mean it now, because this is not passive listening, this is a turning point. And if you stay with me until the end, this may become one of those moments you look back on and say, that was when the shift began. Maybe you have been pushing hard for a long time and still feel like nothing is moving. Bills keep coming, needs keep rising, and every time you think you are finally catching up, something else appears. That kind of pressure can drain your energy, it can shrink your vision, it can make you believe you are stuck in a cycle that will never break. But hear this clearly. Your life is not frozen just because you cannot see movement yet. A seed under the ground looks invisible before it becomes undeniable. Nothing on the surface suggests growth, yet deep underneath, roots are forming, strength is building, and timing is working in silence. That may be exactly where you are, not abandoned, not forgotten, not failing, preparing. Let that sink in. You are not behind in the way fear keeps telling you. You are in a season where hidden things are being arranged, new thoughts, new wisdom, new courage, new doors, and yes, new provision. So stop measuring your future only by what is in front of your eyes today. There is more happening than your senses can report. Stay with me, because this next part matters more than most people realize. The greatest trap in hard seasons is not lack itself, it is agreement with lack. It is when your mind starts calling temporary struggle your permanent story. And that is what must break first if the rest is going to change. Right now, imagine a door standing in front of you. Not a normal door. This one carries your name. It does not open into another room like the ones you already know. It opens into opportunity, provision, fresh movement, and answers that have not yet reached your hands. And I want you to picture it opening. Not a little, not slowly, opening wide. Because when faith wakes up, something inside you stops waiting like a victim and starts responding like someone who expects heaven to move. This is where many people miss their moment. They wait until something visible happens before they allow themselves to believe. But true faith moves in the opposite direction. It trusts first, then it sees. It receives inwardly before it holds outwardly. That is why two people can stand in the same situation and walk away with completely different outcomes. One sees only closed paths. The other senses a hidden path beginning to clear. One repeats fear. The other starts speaking expectation. One surrenders to what is visible. The other responds to what is unseen, but already in motion. That difference is not small. It changes everything. Your focus is not just attention. Your focus is agreement. Your focus is direction. Your focus is the place where fear either keeps its seat or finally gets removed. So if your heart has been worn down, listen closely. The shift does not begin when circumstances announce it. The shift begins when your spirit says, I will no longer call myself trapped while God is still making a way. There is a realm beyond what your natural eyes can measure. A place where supply exists before it shows up in physical form. Most people live only by what they can count, touch, and verify. They check the account. They study the numbers, they stare at the pressure, then they let those facts decide what is possible. But faith does not deny facts, it simply refuses to let facts have the final word. That is a powerful difference. Faith says there is more at work than what I can measure today. Faith says provision does not have to be invented from nothing. It can already be prepared, already assigned, already moving, even before I notice the first sign. Think about every major breakthrough you have ever seen. Before it became visible, it was invisible. Before it became a result, it was an idea, a conviction, a seed, a picture carried in the inner life. Faith gives substance to what has not fully appeared yet. So when you pray, you are not trying to force heaven to care. You are aligning yourself with what God is already ready to release. That changes the whole posture of prayer. You stop begging like someone shut outside the door. You start praying like someone standing before a promise. And if that feels hard for you right now, keep listening. Because sometimes faith does not arrive like thunder. Sometimes it comes quietly, like a small light returning to a room that has been dark for a long time. But once that light is on, everything starts to look different. Now let us go deeper, because money pressure is not only about numbers, it is also about language. The words you repeat in private shape the world you expect in public. Many people speak over their finances from a place of fear without even noticing it. I never have enough. Nothing works for me. Money always disappears. I try and nothing changes. Those sentences may feel honest, but when they are repeated again and again, they become more than emotion. They become a pattern. They train the mind. They narrow vision. They keep the heart leaning toward loss. This is why prayer must become intentional. Prayer is not empty sound. Prayer gives direction to the soul. Your words are seeds. Every sentence plants something. If your words carry panic, your inner life begins to build around panic. If your words carry faith, your mind starts making room for possibility. This is not about pretending problems are not real. It is about refusing to crown those problems with final authority. So instead of saying I am stuck, begin to say a way is opening for me. Instead of saying I do not have enough, begin to say provision is being arranged for me. Instead of saying nothing moves, say things are moving even if I cannot see them all yet. That shift may sound simple, but do not underestimate it. Your mouth teaches your mind what to expect. Your mind trains your actions. Your actions position you for what comes next. So guard your language. This next part is crucial. What you keep declaring today may quietly become the environment you live in tomorrow. When words and faith begin to agree, something strong happens inside a person. You start thinking differently. You notice ideas sooner. You become more alert to timing. You grow more open to wise action. That is why prayer is not separate from real life. It influences how you move through real life. A person who speaks fear all week often hesitates when opportunity finally comes. A person who has been speaking faith is more ready, more steady, more willing to act. That inner readiness matters. It is often the difference between missing a door and walking through it. But many people give up too soon because they expect instant proof. They pray once, maybe twice, and when they do not see immediate change, they assume nothing is happening. Yet so much of life works underground before it ever appears above ground. Seeds do not bloom the same day they are planted. Foundations are not visible from the street. Quiet preparation can look like no progress if you do not understand the process. So do not confuse silence with absence. Do not mistake delay for denial. Hold your position. Keep your heart in agreement. Keep your mouth clean from defeat. Keep your mind open to instruction. Because while you are waiting, connections can be forming, conversations can be aligning, ideas can be maturing, and favor can be moving in directions you cannot track yet. Stay with me. This is where many people turn back just before something changes. Do not be one of them. Quiet seasons are not always empty seasons. Sometimes they are loaded seasons. There is also great power in being specific when you pray. Vague prayers often produce vague focus. But when your words become clear, your expectation becomes sharper. Do not only say, I want things to get better. Say, open the right door for my work. Say, bring the right client, the right idea, the right partnership, the right solution. Say, give me wisdom to manage what comes. Say, let favor reach my home, my job, my business, my plans. Clarity is not pressure. Clarity is direction. It tells your heart where to stand. It teaches your mind what to look for. It also keeps you from drifting in circles. Many people say they want change, but their words stay foggy, their thinking stays scattered, and their actions stay delayed. Clear prayer helps break that pattern. It sharpens attention. It increases readiness. It creates inner alignment. And here is something else many overlook. The way you speak in pressure reveals what you truly believe. Anyone can sound hopeful on a good day. But when the bill is real, when the answer is late, when the numbers look small, that is when the real inner script starts talking. So train that script now. Train it before panic arrives. Build a habit of clear prayer before the next challenge tries to steal your focus. Say what you are expecting. Say what you are trusting for. Say it calmly. Say it daily. Say it until your inner world stops arguing with what you claim to believe. Because sooner or later, the life outside you begins to reflect what has been strengthened within you. Now let us talk about something that changes the atmosphere of prayer in a deep way: gratitude joined with expectation. Many people separate these two. They say, I will be grateful when something big happens, or they think if I expect more I might be disappointed. But when gratitude and expectation stand together, they create a powerful balance. Gratitude keeps your heart open. Expectation keeps your future open. Gratitude says, I see what has already been given. Expectation says, and I am ready for what is still coming. That combination is strong. Gratitude by itself helps you stop staring only at what is missing. It teaches you to notice what still works, what still remains, what still supports your life. Air in your lungs, strength for another day, a skill in your hands, a lesson learned, a door not yet open, but not fully shut. Gratitude sharpens your sight, but expectation prevents gratitude from becoming passive. It pulls you forward. It keeps you from settling in a low place just because you have learned to survive there. So when you pray, let both live in your words. Say thank you for what is already here, and thank you for what is on the way. That kind of prayer removes panic. It replaces pressure with trust. It helps you carry yourself differently, and people feel that difference. Quiet confidence changes your posture, your tone, your decisions, even the way you respond when a new chance appears. This matters more than you think, so do not rush past it. Gratitude opens awareness. Expectation opens movement. Together they prepare a person for increase. When gratitude and expectation stay active together, they create emotional strength. Life does not move in a straight line. There will be delays. There will be weeks that test your patience. There will be moments when the old fear tries to return and say, see, nothing changed. But gratitude keeps you rooted, and expectation keeps you moving. One steadies you in the present. The other stretches you toward the future. This is how people remain strong without becoming bitter. This is how they stay hopeful without becoming fake. They are not pretending every day is easy. They are choosing not to let difficulty become their identity. They are choosing to remain open, and that openness affects more than emotion. It affects relationships, decisions, and even reputation. People are drawn to steady hearts. Opportunities often move through people. A conversation can become a connection. A connection can become an opening. A small opening can become a major change. But if your mind is closed by constant defeat, you can miss the very thing you prayed for. So begin each day by recognizing what is already in your life, then step forward expecting more, not with noise, not with desperation, with calm confidence. Say, I am thankful and I am ready. That simple position can change a great deal. It stops you from living only in reaction mode. It moves you into receiving mode. And yes, there is a difference. Reaction mode keeps asking, what if it gets worse? Receiving mode begins to ask, what if the answer is already closer than I thought? Hold on to that, because the next part may be the very thing you need if you have started well before, but struggled to stay steady. Consistency is where belief becomes strong enough to shape a life. Many people have moments of inspiration. They hear something powerful. They pray with confidence. They feel alive for a day or two. Then a setback comes, a delay comes, an unexpected expense comes, and the old pattern returns. Doubt slips back in quietly. This is why consistency matters more than intensity. One strong day cannot undo years of fearful thinking unless it becomes a repeated way of living. Daily words matter. Daily focus matters. Daily prayer matters. Especially on the days when nothing seems to be happening. That is the real test. Can you stay aligned when results are slow? Can you stay watchful when the first signs are small? Can you keep your inner world steady when the outer world has not caught up yet? That is where strength is built. Most progress begins with small movements. A new idea, a better habit, a single contact, a small opening. Many people dismiss these beginnings because they were expecting something dramatic. But little shifts are often the front edge of major change. If you stay steady, those little shifts grow. One step leads to another. one answer opens the next door, one disciplined week becomes a new pattern. This is how momentum forms. Not always in one giant moment, but through repeated agreement with the future you believe is being prepared. So do not despise the small sign. Do not stop because the first answer looks modest. Keep building, keep praying, keep moving. This is where hidden growth becomes visible growth. Consistency also requires mental discipline. Doubt will come, fear will speak. Old memories will try to prove that nothing good ever lasts. But consistency means you do not let those voices sit on the throne. You may hear them, but you do not hand them control. You return to your focus. You return to your prayer. You return to what you have chosen to believe. This repetition is not empty. It is reinforcement. It deepens conviction. It creates stability. Over time you stop needing constant proof to keep going, because something inside you has become stronger than what is happening around you. That inner strength leads to action, and belief without action always stays incomplete. When you truly expect movement, you begin to prepare for it. You organize, you learn, you improve, you follow up, you answer the message, you send the proposal, you take the meeting, you review the budget, you honor the opportunity. That is how faith and wisdom work together, not laziness, not fantasy, alignment. Prayer changes language, language changes mindset, mindset changes action, action changes outcomes. This is how small breakthroughs multiply. One result creates another opening creates new confidence creates stronger follow-through. Suddenly the cycle that once kept you trapped begins to reverse. So if you have been waiting for a sign, let this be one. Stay disciplined in spirit and practical in action. The combination is powerful, and if you are still listening, this last stretch is for you. Do not lose focus now. We are arriving at the heart of it. So here is the prayer posture I want you to carry from this moment forward. Not desperation, not panic, not begging from beneath your problem. Pray from trust. Pray with clean words. Pray with a grateful heart and a ready spirit. Say thank you for what is already in my life. Thank you for what is being arranged right now. Give me wisdom. Open the right door. Connect me to the right people. Guide my steps and let me recognize what belongs to this season. Then stay watchful, stay steady, stay open. Speak life over your work. Speak peace over your mind. Speak provision over your home. Speak clarity over your next step. And when fear comes back, do not build a chair for it. Answer it with truth. Answer it with prayer. Answer it with consistency. Because massive change is rarely built in one emotional moment. It is built through repeated belief, repeated focus, repeated obedience, and repeated courage over time. What starts small does not stay small when it is protected, nourished, and walked out with faith. So do not walk away from this message and return to the old script. Let this be the day the script changes. Let this be the day your mouth stops serving lack. Let this be the day your mind stops calling delay your destiny. Let this be the day you say, with calm conviction, provision is coming, wisdom is growing, doors are opening, I am ready. If this reached you at the right moment, stay with that feeling. Sit in it, pray it through, and keep going, because every steady step you take is building something bigger than you can see right now.